Hello students. We were discussing the chapter Expert Detectives in which Nishad, who is 7 years old, and Maya, who is 10 years old, were discussing about Mr. Nath, the real identity of Mr. Nath, and they as expert detectives were collecting information and analyzing them properly as an expert detectives. In the last class, we had seen how there are various facts which have been collected by Maya and she has recorded it in a notebook. We have seen that probably in the fact number 1 she has registered it as that the first requirement is to know that what is the complete name of Mr. Nath. In fact number 2 she has registered that the tenants at Shankar house says that he or Mr. Nath is mad, strange and unfriendly. Number third fact is that he don't talk much and he is impolite. Then we have seen that he does not receive many letters also. This is also included in fact number 4. Then we see that in fact number 5, he has been living in room number 10 of Shankar house for more than a year and he doesn't work and he sits in his room all day. Now, if he doesn't work and just keep on lying, how does he get any money to spend? Because he gives a nice tip to Ramesh also. In fact, number 7, the kids in Shankar house and even some of the grown ups are scared of him. So his identity is such that people are scared of him. He is a strange fellow and he looks to be dangerous. He has scars on his face, maybe because of a police encounter he had suffered the scars. Fact number 8 is that he has no visitors except for a spectacled, fair, fat man who visits him on every Sunday and for a lunch. So we have seen that there's nobody in his life except a man. Number 9 is that food and tea are taken to his room by Ramesh from the restaurant downstairs. And what he does, he doesn't care what he eats, he's not choosy about it. He just pays his bill immediately and he gives a nice tip. This is what is the information that has been collected by our two small detectives, and let us see what they analyze now with the given information or with the collected information. That ends my list. Have I forgotten anything, 7? And this list was actually prepared by Maya and she's asking Nishad whether any information is missed out. Nishad had obviously not been paying too much attention to my list of facts. We know because there is difference in opinion between these two brothers and sisters, and that is why Nishad is not agreeing to whatever Maya is saying, and he does not pay much attention to her. All he could say was, "Poor man, Maya, he must be so lonely if he doesn't have any friends." Altogether, after these 9 arguments, he just sympathizes with Mr. Nath and he feels that he's a lonely man. He doesn't have any friend, and that is what he thinks, and that is why he had even given him a chocolate to befriend him. "How can a crook have friends, idiot?" I almost shouted. But Maya is saying that thieves, criminals, and crooks, these people don't have friends. So are you an idiot to think about it? At least he has one friend, the one who meets him on Sundays. But Nishad says that no, he's a normal person and he has at least one friend. A brilliant thought occurred to me just then. That man must be Mr. Nath's accomplice. Maya again thinks of a plan. What is this? That she thinks that the man who comes to meet Mr. Nath every Sunday may be a companion in his crime. I said, so obviously this is said by Maya, maybe he keeps all the loot and he comes now and then to give part of it to his partner. As both of them are partners, so what happens that he would come every Sunday to give the share of Mr. Nath to him. This may be the reason he comes every day, and he may be his companion in crime. Mr. Nath for expenses. Obviously, he comes and gives the money so that he can uh, carry on and fulfill his expenses. That's it. I'm sure I'm right. And Maya is very confident that she is right. If you insist on calling him a criminal, I don't think I want to discuss anything with you, Maya. With such kind of a negative approach, if you will move on, I am not interested to discuss anything anymore, said Nishad. He can't be such a bad man if he gives Ramesh such generous tips. He thinks that because he is generous at giving tips to Ramesh, he may not be a bad man. Ramesh probably knows something about his past, and Ramesh is also having some information about the past of Mr. Nath. So Mr. Nath must be bribing him to keep quiet. But Maya is always thinking in a negative way. What she's saying that the tips are actually a bribe so that Ramesh does not disclose the dark secrets of Mr. Nath's past. Nishad glared at me with his arms tightly crossed across his chest. I was beginning to get fed up with him. And now Nishad is glaring or looking at Maya with his arms tightly crossed. He can't understand why Maya is thinking just in this way, in a negative way. I was beginning to get fed up with him, and Maya is getting fed up with Nishad and his outlook towards Mr. Nath. How can we make any progress with our investigations if you take that attitude, 7? Maya, as a detective, wants to come out with something spicy, and she says that how can we make and proceed on and we can make progress and carry on our investigations if you carry on the same attitude? I'll cooperate only if you give up this idea about him being an escaped crook. But 7 says that he will only help and accompany her or cooperate with her if she gives up the idea that he is a crook. You really make me angry. And this is annoying for them. Both of them don't agree with each other's belief. I almost hit him. I made you angry, you stupid oaf. I shouted. You make me mad. So now Maya is shouting at Nishad that actually you are making me angry and you are stupid and you are making me mad. What is the point of all these enquiries if he is not a crook? Now, why we are inquiring? Normally, the detectives investigate about criminals. If he is not a criminal, why are we investigating? So we have to take into account that he is a crook, he is a criminal, and then we will investigate. So all these enquiries are done just with the motive that he is a crook, with this idea. If you think he is a nobody, what's the idea of bothering about him? So if he is just an ordinary man, why are we thinking about him even and investigating? Nishad looked thoughtful. He was busy in his thoughts. I would like to find out why he is so thin and why he is so lonely. But Nishad's motive is different. He just wants to find why Mr. Nath is so thin and so lonely. I want to know why he doesn't have any friends and why he lives alone. So, Nishad is actually trying to help Mr. Nath. Try to understand. 7. I told him, if he has lived in Shankar house for a year and hasn't made a single friend, there is something wrong. He is obviously scared that someone will recognize him and give him up to the cops. So Maya is again following the same thought that he is a crook. He has lived in Shankar's house. He doesn't have any friend. And this man, Mr. Nath, is scared that he should not be caught by the police, or you can say cops. Maybe no one tried to make friends with him. Nishad is saying that maybe there is nobody who tried to make friends with him, but I can do that. Why should anyone bother? But Maya, opposite to his opinion, thinks that why anybody should even care to make Mr. Nath his friend. Why should anyone bother about him? You have seen what a nasty, what an unpleasant bear he is, I said. And she is even calling him a bear, an unpleasant bear. So, even in a way, calling him an animal. So, we can understand how much Maya is against Mr. Nath. I don't care, said Nishad stubbornly. Stubbornly means puri zid se, ziddi okay, adamantly. So I don't care, said Nishad stubbornly. I like him and I'm going to try and be his friend. So he has such a nice intention. Friends with a crook? Ha, you are crazy. You want to make crook your friend? Are you crazy? Have you gone mad? 7, I said. The cops will take you to jail because you are a friend of a criminal with him. Do you want that to happen? You idiot. Nishad merely glared at me and quietly walked out of the room. You know, if somebody doesn't understand even after continuous explanation, you can't change the opinion of that man or the girl here. That means Nishad has given up explaining Maya. My theories seem to have made no impression on him at all. That means, again, Nishad has concluded that Maya cannot change her opinion and she would stick to her opinion. So Nishad merely glared at me and quietly walked out of the room. My theories seem to have made no impression on him at all, and Maya has been unsuccessful in changing the opinion of Nishad. So we here come to the end of this chapter, which is written by Sharda Dwivedi, and here see that there is an end which is incomplete, which leaves us to think who was right, whether it is Nishad or it is Maya. In which way we should think, in a negative way like Maya, or in a doubtful way and suspicious way like Maya, or in a positive and sympathizing way like Nishad. So here we come to the end of the chapter. Students, I think you would have understood this chapter. I want you to read this chapter nicely, thoroughly, try to understand it, and try to find the answers and write it down in your copy.